There we go. We're live. Hey guys, hop in here real fast. Actually, some good news. And I'm not going to do a long one. I didn't even set up the tripod here. Okay, I just want to do a really quick stream. Just got the call from Lisa and Ammon and Ryan. They did let out of the hole. It's been like 40 days, guys. Absolute unmitigated abuse. And we didn't know this. I mean, people don't realize how bad it is. Aside from the no commissary, being fed through a hole, not having access to communications or lawyers or any of this stuff, right? The cold cell without proper bedding and clothing, but they took them out of the hole tonight, Ryan and Ammon, and they didn't cave. They didn't cave in to their strip searches and their molestations. They stuck it out. That's what principle looks like. So praise God for that. Hopefully they stay out. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Because these people in this prison are so abusive. Now, did you know something else, though, that just happened that coincided with this? The warden at Nevada Southern is gone. Now, I'm sure they'll give another warden, but the warden, I don't know if she was fired. I don't know if she was just quit because she was fed up with people calling them and calling them out. But the warden there is gone. Now, that doesn't mean it'll get better necessarily. Who knows? But God is on the throne, and our voices do have meaning. I think being as the warden's gone, Ammon should automatically be promoted to warden so we can get some actual sanity in that place. He should be the interim warden. So if you feel like calling Nevada Southern Detention Center, call them and maybe ask them to make Ammon the warden. But Ammon and Ryan are out 40 days. Now, you guys got to understand the gravity of this solitary. Ammon has not had a shower in 40 days. Okay? He hasn't been outside in 40 days. He's been locked in an iron and cement cage like an animal, you guys. This is common. This is the norm. Now, they treat Ammon and Ryan because they're political, because they're making a principled stand. They treat them even worse than other prisoners in solitary. But this isn't okay for anybody, guys. This is absolutely cruel and unusual punishment to lock someone in a cage like this. It's not okay. It's perverse. It's immoral, it's unlawful, it's unconstitutional, and we have to stop tolerating it. We have to stop saying that it's okay for anybody. No human being should be treated like this. Period. God did not make human beings to treat each other like animals. And it's absolutely ridiculous that even for real criminals, which Ammon and Ryan and these political prisoners are not, even for real criminals, it's not okay to point the finger at somebody and say, I'm accusing you of being a criminal, so I'm going to commit crimes against you. That's not okay. It's not okay to say, well, you were convicted of a crime, so I'm going to commit crimes against you. That's not okay. It's not okay to have courts. It's not okay to have courts that violate due process. Guys, this trial that just went down in Nevada, they violated due process in every possible way. They violated the Constitution so many times. Every officer there that allowed it is culpable. The judge is culpable. And to a degree, yes, even the jury is culpable in allowing that abuse, allowing the judge to bring those fake convictions. And it looks like the judge, we're still digging into the information and documents, but guys, the jury came back with not guilty. Absolutely, it's on the record. They came back with not guilty on counts 1 and 2. Okay? The other counts all should have been dropped, but the judge actually flat out ignored their not guilty verdict. When they came into the courtroom, they checked a not guilty verdict, and the judge just ignored that not guilty verdict and said, oh, it's a hung jury. Guys, it's an absolute sham. The judge manipulated the verdict, and then they came in with this question. You guys got to understand, normally, I've been on trial. When the jury comes back with a question, the lawyers come in, the question is listened to, it's debated. The judge answered the question secretly to the jury and didn't let the defense in on it and gave them some kind of instruction, right? So they came in We don't know exactly what all happened. Then they went back out. Somewhere along the line, there was not guilty on counts 1 and 2 because that's actually documented. That's checked on the paper. Unanimous not guilty on counts 1 and 2. Okay? Now, we're digging into this too, but it looks like, based on reports from the courtroom, the judge previously told the jury, you guys, if counts 1 and 2 are not guilty, then everything is not guilty. So there's some, we're not positive, but it looks like maybe what the jury came back into is to ask a question when they came up with this not guilty verdict on counts 1 and 2, and the judge then changed the message and manipulated this or sent them some kind of instruction, because ultimately she sent them back in there to go to more verdicts. Now, yes, we have to dig into some of the legal documents where people, lawyers and things, are trying to get transcripts of this, but here's what's absolutely documented. It's in the court record. It's on Pacer. The jury came back on the record. Counts 1 and 2 are not guilty, unanimous, for every defendant. And that wasn't even addressed, okay? As far as I know, the public defender defense attorneys down there are doing nothing. I don't know. I think the state is going to have a hearing in a few weeks to say where they plan to go from this. But look, guys, the public defenders, they were throwing the case down there, okay? The federal government paid the public defenders $1 million. Is what's being said on this. That's the word, is that they paid them $1 million. Who do you think they're really working for? Their defendants or the government? Let's not kid ourselves. These public defenders did not fight for these men. They did not stand up and object to the absolute sham of a courtroom. It was not even a real jury trial, guys. The jury was not allowed to hear witnesses. They were not allowed to hear the evidence. That's not a jury trial. A jury trial means the jury hears and weighs on the evidence according to the facts. Not you have a group of puppets in there that are told that they must do what the judge tells them, and then the judge tells them to ignore all the evidence. This is not due process that was given. It's a fake court. It's a fake verdict. It's a fake jury trial. That's what happened in Nevada, but we're going to get that message out. You need to spread that message. This verdict that just came down is a fake verdict from every direction. And we'll talk more about this documentation later. I wanted to make this quick tonight. The good news, I realize this is a small victory because these men should all be completely out of jail. The doors should be being ripped off prisons across this nation. The solitary, the abuse, the torture, the American concentration camps must be stopped. But it was a small victory for Ryan and Ammon, who stood their ground and for 40 days now have been locked in a tiny little cement cell with barely any contact with the outside world, being fed through a hole, nowhere to bathe. Absolute insanity. If you support liberty, if you support justice, if you love your neighbor, you've got to oppose this justice system. We've got to start shaming people, any people that are involved in perpetrating these crimes. Guys, it's not about attacking people or being hateful or vicious. This kind of abuse is shameful. And it's our job as a society to shame it. Spread the word, let people know, keep praying, keep standing, keep speaking out. You guys got to understand, we all got to understand, this has been going on for a long time. We're seeing this abuse, we're seeing it firsthand, but this has been going on in America for decades, guys. There's people like Leonard Peltier who've been in prison for 30 plus years on fake charges. We've got prisoners from all factions and walks, from patriots like Ammon and Jason Patrick, Jeff Winehouse, Schaefer Cox, to other activists, to Native American activists like Leonard Peltier, to Mexicans, to blacks, to people that were just in the wrong place at the wrong time and got their fake trials, to people who may have committed real crimes, but we don't even know because they never got due process, and so we still assume their innocence. But they've taken Ryan and Ammon out of the hole for now. Speak out. Our voice is power, guys. People follow the perceived authority of society. Cops follow the perceived authority. Corrupt police say, well, I'm doing my job, right? How often have you heard that? That ideology is a common psychological one. People follow the perceived authority. Just like if a doctor tells a nurse something, she's unlikely to question it, right? And there's been studies done on this, even if it's wrong, because he's the perceived authority. A lawyer is seen as a perceived authority. But real, true authority is our liberty. It's our God-given rights. It's life, liberty, and property. However, there is an authority in society that comes from our voice, and that's the authority of shame. Why are some things, we're going to talk about this more, I'm not going to go into it deep tonight, but why are some things okay in society and some things aren't? Now, right now, I can go back to the moral law, I can go back to my belief as a Christian, I can go back to God's law, but in the carnal sense in society, some things are considered okay and some are not. Well, there's an authority of society, the pressure of society of some things are shameful to do, and some things are not. We have to start shaming corruption. We have to start shaming this fake courts and this fake due process and this fake law enforcement. We have to start shaming the corruption. And we do that here. We do it with our voice. We need humble hearts. We need loud voices. We need to stop retreating, stop dancing around it, and say it like it is. Judge Navarro's a traitor. This court in Nevada is a sham. The federal courts are a sham. The Supreme Court is a sham. Our government is a sham. And it's time to stop the hypocrisy and take back our liberty. You guys have a good night. Let's keep moving forward. And I may be going live on YouTube in a few minutes. I'm experimenting with a new camera over here. So head over to my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Gavin Seim on YouTube. And you guys have a good night. Bye-bye. Or any of this stuff, right? The cold cell without proper bedding and clothing. But they took him out of the hole tonight, Ryan and Ammon, and they didn't cave. They didn't cave in to their strip searches and their molestations. They stuck it out. That's what principle looks like. So praise God for that. Hopefully they stay out. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Because these people in this prison are so abusive. Now, did you know something else, though, that just happened that coincided with this? The warden at Nevada Southern is gone. Now, I'm sure they'll give another warden, but the warden, I don't know if she was fired. I don't know if she was just quit and because she was fed up with people calling them and calling them out. But the warden there is gone. Now, that doesn't mean it'll get better necessarily. Who knows? But God is on the throne, and our voices do have meaning. I think being as the warden's gone, Ammon should automatically be promoted to warden so we can get some actual sanity in that place. He should be the interim warden. So if you feel like calling Nevada Southern Detention Center, call them and maybe ask them to make Ammon the... There we go. We're live. Hey guys, hop in here real fast. Actually, some good news, and I'm not going to do a long one. I didn't even set up the tripod here. Okay, I just want to do a really quick stream. Just got the call from Lisa, and Ammon and Ryan. They did let out of the hole. It's been like 40 days, guys. Absolute unmitigated abuse, and we didn't know this. I mean, people don't realize how bad it is. Aside from the no commissary, being fed through a hole, not having access to communications or lawyers.